This is Steve Young for the Co-Roundtable. I wanted to reflect a bit on human capital and human capital in an era of globalization. And the issue is, where do you go to maximize, if you will, through education, your human capital, to become a physicist, a specialist in artificial intelligence, a lawyer, a doctor, something like that. And according to an article in the Economist, it's still kind of the same. You go to certain countries which have facilities for promoting and developing human capital. So those countries in order of where people want to go to study. So there's a net inflow of people coming to study. Or Canada, Australia, the United States, Germany, Spain, Switzerland, New Zealand, France, Italy, Denmark, Finland, Portugal, and Britain, and Singapore to some extent. The countries from which people go are Pakistan, Congo, Turkey, Vietnam, Russia, Brazil, Iran, India, and China, and probably more, which is a chart that gives you a sense of what is going on in our world because we're a globalized world. And how should we think about this? It's a brain drain, but a lot of the people who go abroad to study then go back home because they may not be able to get work permits in the country where they got their final degree. But the other question is, and the example of Singapore comes to mind, what are countries doing to build up their own domestic capacity for creating this kind of human capital? The other thing, though, is if you think of a country, in my experience, like China, which has some very brilliant people. In fact, there are more Chinese filing patents these days, I think, than Americans. The number of specialists they train in various disciplines is higher than Americans. But China, from many Chinese perspectives, is not the happiest place in which to live. So even though you could get an education there, you might feel that if you went to Britain or the US or someplace, get educated there, and then find a job there, that your total sense of well-being as a human person would grow.